Have you ever heard of the T-72 tank? Well, today we'll be discussing the identifying factors, capabilities, and strengths and weaknesses of the T-72 tank. Starting with the identifying factors, we have the explosive reactive armor, which can be seen in these red circles, or what I like to call them, Lego armor. This armor is used to protect the conventional armor underneath. It works by having an area of empty space between the Lego armor and the conventional armor underneath, coupled with some small explosives directed outwards, which can be seen in the red circle right here. When a round of a high enough caliber manages to penetrate the outer layer of the Lego armor, the small explosives will activate, presenting a force field type of effect, redirecting the round away from the tank. Now moving on, we can see the second identifying factor, the fuel drums at the back of the T-72 right here, which can be seen on some T-72s, not all, increasing the max range of the vehicle to 550 kilometers when at full capacity. Now moving on to the metal V on the front of the tank, this metal V can be visibly seen and is visibly present just in front of the driver's hatch, which can be seen right here in the red circle. Now the only time the metal V is actually visibly present is when the tank is 1. Not equipped with the Lego armor, and 2. Is not properly camouflaged. Now the metal V is used to redirect debris away from the periscope on the driver's hatch, which can be seen here in the yellow rectangle. Now for our last identifying factor on the T-72 tank, we'll be examining the cope cage, which was first seen being used in the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Now these cages are improvised, so you can see them being constructed from all sorts of materials, as they are not standard issue. And we can see it right here, constructed, it looks like from some metal fencing or metal grate here above the turret, seen in the red circle. Now the cope cage is used to provide armor to the most vulnerable spot on a tank, the top of the turret, where the armor is the thinnest. And now the efficiency of these cope cages is not yet known, but it is assessed that as time goes on and drones continuously see more and more action in combat, that these cope cages may one day become standard issue and will be much more efficient than what they currently are. Now moving on to capabilities, we first have the armaments, starting with the main gun of the T-72 being the 125mm smoothbore cannon, the coax weapon being a 7.62 PKT machine gun, and the tank commander's weapon, as you can see on screen, known as the tertiary weapon, being a 12.7mm heavy machine gun. Then next we move on to mobility. The max range of the T-72 is 480 kilometers without the aforementioned fuel drums from before, with a max speed of 60 kilometers an hour while on road. If we are speaking traveling cross country or across soil, gravel, sand, etc., the max speed does drop down to 45 kilometers per hour. Now the T-72 can ford water up to 1.2 meters high or deep, or up to 5 meters with preparation. Now the tank is also capable of a vertical step of 0.85 meters, meaning it can climb over a wall that is 2.8 feet tall. Lastly, we have the protection, which is steel and composite, with the explosive reactive armor or the Lego armor. And it is also equipped with 8 smoke grenades, a self-entrenching blade to produce its own firing position without the assistance of engineers. Now lastly, we have the strengths and weaknesses of the T-72. Some of the strengths of the T-72 is its 3-man team, allowing Russia to field more tanks with less personnel. Its low cost, allowing for more production, with the cost being roughly about $500,000 to $2 million US dollars to be exact, per tank. And the reliability of its engine being able to start in extremely cold temperatures, which makes it great for the winters in Russia and the rest of northern Europe. Now moving on to the weaknesses of the T-72, come from the slow rate of fire with an autoloader, allowing for 7 to 8 rounds per minute from the main weapon or the 125mm smoothbore cannon, the average level of protection due to the conventional armor being less than that of an average tank. And lastly, while the 3-man crew is a strength, it is also simultaneously a weakness due to how soldiers perceive protection in war and in combat. Now also, if one tanker goes down, that tank is automatically attrited due to its strength capacity being at 66% from already losing a soldier either due to death, disease, or injury. Alright mob, that's it for the T-72 today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment below what vehicle or country you would like to see done next time.